External Systems. The External Systems menu contains the settings used to integrate QNet Pro with third-party systems. Email Settings. On the Email Settings tab, you can configure the SMTP server used for sending emails. This includes the server connection settings, authentication credentials, sender addresses, and other email parameters. You can also define a suppression interval. Within this period, the system will not send the same email again, even if a repetitive event would trigger it. The Email Test section allows you to verify that the configuration is working correctly. SMS Settings. The SMS Settings tab supports two different SMS delivery methods. The first option is Twilio, an online SMS service. Using Twilio requires an active subscription and an internet connection. After entering your Twilio credentials, you can verify the configuration using the SMS test function. The second option is an SMPP gateway. When using SMPP, the required connection settings, including TON, NPI, and encoding parameters, should be obtained from your SMS provider. The email and SMS settings configured here can be used by several system modules, including system activities, alerts, appointments, and SMS ticket notifications. Authentication. The Authentication tab defines how users are authenticated and how they log into the system. When using database authentication, all users are created manually within QNet and authenticated using their locally stored passwords. When LDAP authentication is selected, QNet validates users against the configured LDAP server, such as Microsoft Active Directory. Users must still exist in the QNet database using the same username and password as their LDAP account. Both authentication methods support the standard login form, as well as single sign-on, or SSO. With SSO, the system attempts to authenticate users using their current Windows login. To configure LDAP, enter the server URL, the name base, and the principal suffix, which is typically your DNS domain name. If synchronization is enabled, QNet can automatically synchronize users and permissions from the LDAP server. Synchronization is based on the configured query base and runs according to the defined schedule. Additional parameters are also required, including the distinguished name or principal name, its password, and the necessary attribute mappings. The configuration can be tested at any time, and synchronization can also be started manually. Under Role Mappings, you can define which QNet roles are assigned to synchronized user groups. You can also specify their language settings and, for clerks, the services they are allowed to handle. CRM Settings. QNet Pro can integrate with Trust CRM, REST CRM, and SQL CRM to support customer identification. The interface value contains the identifier returned by the CRM system. The minimum and maximum length settings define the accepted length of the identifier. The Copy ID target specifies where the received value should be stored. The Copy ID regex option allows you to transform the received value using a regular expression before storing it. For REST CRM and SQL CRM, configure the connection settings, then define the required request or database query. The Mapping section defines which returned values are stored in each QNet data field. Once imported, these values appear on the counter interface within the detailed ticket information and can also be displayed on other QNet interfaces. The returned interface value can also be used in the System Activities module to create rules. For example, to increase ticket priority or display a dedicated service list for VIP customers. API Keys. The API Keys tab stores the API keys required for external services used by QNet. These services include Google Maps, used to display maps on the appointment booking page and in statistics. Cloudflare Turnstile, used to protect the Smart Ticket interface against automated bots, and the Google and OpenAI text-to-speech services, which can be used for voice announcements throughout the system.